Hi friends, my name is Patricia and I'm a senior UX designer and content creator. In this video, I'll be talking about how I created a presentation to talk about the realities of looking for a UX job. I got invited to be a speaker at Skyline College, and I'm really excited because this is going to be my second time presenting to a different group of students, but nonetheless, I'm very excited because the last time I talked there, I was talking more about like my transition from being a graphic designer to a UX designer, and this time I actually have a bit more experience under my belt, so I get to talk a bit more about like my experience with interviewing, as well as providing tips and tricks to students that want to break into the field. If you enjoy the content on this channel, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. It's much appreciated. All right, let's get to it. Usually for any presentations, I always like to write a quick outline of topics I want to cover. That can also be used as the agenda. Some parts I want to highlight is the interview process and key learnings, plus tips from my experiences going through interviews. I actually also tried using Notion's AI to generate some ideas or see if it can help me rewrite some of my thoughts, and it's kind of crazy how quickly it was able to just create some quick ideas, and also just being able to write a lot of information in such a short amount of time. So the next step is to transfer all the written topics that I've created from Notion to the actual presentation deck. I like laying out the skeleton foundation of my deck before I search for images that are relevant to the slide topic. I like to usually keep my slides short and sweet just because it's easier to remember takeaways, and it also acts as reminders for my train of thoughts when I am speaking. As you can see, I'm still making some copy tweaks in my deck just because sometimes the copy that you write in a document doesn't transfer well into a presentation deck. And this is just my first draft, so I'm probably going to revisit this again as well and do a bit more edits in between copy and placing images. About me, about my UX design journey, the hiring process, the interview tips. Applying for UX jobs requires strategy. Hi, I'm Patricia. I am a SF-based senior UX designer and content creator with a visual design emphasis, currently working at Williams-Sonoma Incorporated. My focuses have been in e-commerce and internal tools with responsive web in mind, and I've previously worked at Rodan & Fields, which is a skincare company, and also Lyft agency. Outside of design, I really enjoy exploring the city, gathering inspirations from going to music festivals, as well as storytelling from video games. So that's a little bit about me. And then going into my timeline, how I got my first job. So in 2019, I worked on my first real UX project, and this was when I found some interest in the field itself, and I took a UX bootcamp at General Assembly. And I also advocated for myself by asking for an opportunity, if there's any UX design opportunity at my workplace at that time. And so I got really lucky that right after boot camp, I got my first real UX project. And then 2020 happened, asking for a title change and a raise, because I found at that time after I graduated and I started working a bit more on some UX projects to get experience, that because of my current title, like I wasn't getting discovered by recruiters. So by getting a title change, I wanted to be able to get some get some more recognition, and also like today's the day of the presentation, and I'm doing a final check of my slides, just making sure everything looks good and tightened up. I'm a little nervous, but I think it's just coming from excitement. But I think the deck is looking pretty good. I'm doing a tech check just to make sure everything is working. All right, let's get started. So just some interview tips. What I wish I knew before interviewing. Know your audience. So I learned this while I was interviewing, which is the interview questions that you ask or what the interviewer will ask depends on who you talk to. So like I said earlier, recruiters, they usually are just screening you about your resume. They want to know about your relevant work experience. And then with the hiring manager, they want to get to know you. And this is probably the best time to ask about the role, as well as like what the team culture is like, the expectations, the day-to-day, et cetera, because they're the ones that you're going to be working with and are going to be managing you. So it's a good time to ask those questions. Following up to that, asking questions. Interviewing is a two-way street. So asking questions show that you are interested, and it tells about your character. This is a great opportunity to learn more about the team, about the role, as well as the culture and the company, and if it's a good fit for you. And give yourself time to think of answers. One way to just pause to think about how you will respond to the interviewer is saying, "That's a great question." But use it sparingly, but you want to give yourself time to be able to answer or provide responses to questions that they ask and questions that you want to ask as well. And each round you pass or fail, that's progress. Getting an offer is the most amazing thing ever because that is the end goal. That is the goal that we want. And sometimes there's going to be rejection. They're just another opportunity to just grow. It has nothing to do, it's nothing personal. I think that's the most important thing to take away is like, it's nothing personal. It's just right now, like maybe you're not the right fit for them, but maybe later on. So again, like don't take rejections personally from your job search. So first and foremost, I want to say a big thank you to Eddie for arranging and scheduling all of the speaker talks for this series. I think that it's going to be really informative and resourceful for students to get an idea about what it's like to look for a UX job, and also like any of the other speakers that came before that talking about their own experiences, like starting their own business, as well as maybe going into even more schooling, getting their master's in UX design. So thank you for arranging that. And I had a lot of fun talking to the students, and I hope that my talk will at least provide them with some sort of answer on how they can go about looking for their next job in the UX field, whether it's being a UX designer or anything UX related. So yeah, I hope that one day I'll be able to do this talk again because it's always been one of my favorite talks to do. It's very chill, and I had a lot of fun writing the script as well as just thinking about the topics that I wanted to talk about for this talk. All right, if you made it to the end, thank you for stopping by and listening to my talk. Here's some footage of me and my family, mostly my family, making sushi for dinner.
As always, thank you for watching my videos, and I hope you enjoy this content. If you do, please feel free to subscribe, share, and like, and I'll see you guys next time.